Viewers, wherever you're watching us from, good morning, good evening. Thank you for being on this platform.
We have somebody from River State that has acknowledged that he's an Igbo man. Many of them, even the man from Ikwere.
Yes, even Burna Boy. You know, when Burna Boy came on, immediately he won the Grammy Award. They are trying to create this kind of division. He said, no. He said it in presence of Wike. You know, Wike was surprised. Burna Boy acknowledged that is Igbo, acknowledged as Igbo identity. Not only that, what is it called? The guy that sang Port Harcourt first song, Dr. Mighty, who is also running his PhD somewhere in London, currently now, has also maintained that he's an Igbo man. You know, that Igbo identity, that Igbo blood, that Igbo genealogy is still there in the body. That DNA, you know, is still there, you know, as the giant of, you know, the black nation. But away from that, this is not the first time, you know, we are having diverse views regarding the personality of he once said he said it that why he decided to change from Christianity to Islam. You know, at the time people begin to look at his psyche, whether he's okay. You know, you know, a lot of things he said against Igbos, you know, before the election and then about. He even threatened to kill anything that has to do with Igbo. You know, but we know his history because we have done our findings down to Patience Jonathan, you know, down to some of them there. We know that before the 1976 war that took place, go and read the letter written by Obafemi Awolowo on the eve of Nigeria Civil War. You will see the kind of appeal he made to the then warlord Chukwemeka Odumegwu, you know, regarding about the other half Igbos, like they are trying to put it then in those days. They are half Igbos, you know. But this guy, if you look at it very well, you know, King Jaga of Opopo was their king. And who is King Jaga of Opopo? You know, he bought the entire Bonny land as at that time. Where is King Jaga of Opopo? King Jaga of Opopo is from Abia State, Bende, in Abia State. Don't check the history. The history is there. This is a guy who was outstanding. He was a powerful figure as at that time, you know. And most of the people that came from that axis of Ohafia, Orochukwu, Isukwato, and of course Uzakole, you know, and Bende, so to say, we are being precisely. We are being part of the people that migrated with the then Jaga of people down to, of course, Bonny Den, that see to the possible regeneration of the lives of Ijo, Ishekiri, Urobo, and whatever you have. We know the history. You know, nobody's going to take that fact from us. You know, not even Asari Dokubo. But I'm coming to that question very soon. But I just want to give you, you know, an insight of what it was then before the invasion of the 3 Portuguese that came to that invaded West Africa at that time. Even when they invaded, you know, the culture and tradition of the old East Central state, you know, points towards the genealogy, the traces, you know, the connection, the synergy of an ancient people of Hebrew and Jewish origin. You know, that's why they said that territory as at that time was called Old East Central States. We know the boundary. We know, that's why a lot of people are talking about, you know, there's need for to redraw the map of Biafra, you know, to accommodate the real identity of Biafrans, you know, like what Nnamdi Kanu said before. But away from that, if you read a particular book called Omenoko in those days, you know, if you read that book, you understand, you know, the philosophy, you know, the personality and the symbol and what that book was trying to project about, you know, the resilience, you know, the republican nature, the spirit, you know, I can do anything, you know, of that Omenoko, down to when you translate it to what Biafrans or Igbos are today, you will realize that actually we are what we are today by the grace and the divinity of God. But Asari Dokubo, this is not the first time, you know, the Kalabari and the Robos, the Igbo nation, you know, so to say, which it happens to be one of the fourth largest ethnic nationality in Nigeria, the fourth, you know. So 70% of the so-called structure or Igbo people are Igbos.
70%.
Yes, go and take it now. I've been to Bomadi, I've been to Batani, I've been to Okorekonko. Okay, look at the latest killing in Igbo Maturo village. What is Igbo Maturo? It's an Igbo name in Ijoland. So revelations are going to come. See, we have been deceived by the kind of reservation the British Kingdom, the British Empire, the British government have against certain people when they discover that we are practicing what they are bringing to us already, and that is democracy. Igbos were, you know, rule themselves by consensus. You know, that's why it looks as if, you know, Igbos does not have king. Igbos have king, but because of their kind of nature, they want everybody to agree. They want everybody to agree on certain things before it becomes a law. But when the British came, they found it very difficult to introduce because of the kind of system we run. But outside the Biafran territory, the Igbo nation and thereabouts, you know, if you go to Yoruba and the north, you know, it was very easy for them to assess those people because of this kind of system they operate. And that is why when they were sharing Africa in Berlin, Germany, as at that time, there was no Igbo man that was represented. Go and check the list of people that were invited by the British government as at that time, you know, on how to negotiate Nigeria. The Igbo man was there. So how do we show Igbo man is not part of Nigeria, has never been part of anything that had to do with Nigeria. God has already, nature itself has already set the territory called Biafra aside. So in view to that, the British continue to divide, you know, these people, you know, by creation and of states and division. That was why they advised Gowon as at that time. The only thing is to do is to see what we can do to break the weaken the Biafran, the Igbo nation as at that time. And that was why Gowon went ahead and implemented a British concept on the creation of states, and that of course led to the Civil War. So Asari Dokubo, whether it's sterilizing now or then, well, for me, it is not my business. Whether you're an Igbo man or not, it is not my business. But it is good. You realize who you are. You realize where you're coming from. You realize identity. In case you don't know, I can tell Asari Dokubo his Igbo name here on the air. We know his Igbo name. You know, we know where that Igbo name came from, and we know the particular village in Uzumabam, you know, Hafia, where his father came from. You know, how their father migrated from there. Bro, let me tell you, the ancient people that founded the Boni geographical locations at that time were the Arochukwu people. They founded Boni, this Boni they are talking about today. You know, the houses of the Ijo, the Yoruba, the Shekiri, and all of them. It was gathered of people that was ruling that environment as at that time, you know, and that gave civility to them all. So anybody that because of 1967 war that came out and said, we are not Igbo, we are not this, we are not that, as a result of the Nigerian Biafran war, I think it is high time, and that is what Nnamdi Kanu stood for. It is high time we begin to realize that there is already a conspiracy theory targeting the Biafran people, using their resources, you know, to deceive them, and that's what has been happening. They are using the crude oil, they are using the resources in that area to deceive even the so-called elites. It's even in the Bible. You know, they are at the end time, even the elites will be deceived. Well, for someone like Asari Dokubo, recently now, I know this is not the first time he's saying it, to summon courage again for the second time. I don't know whether there's a fracas between, there's a disconnect between him and the person he said he helped him. You know, they sent him away from Asurok. They banned him from coming to Asari. They banned him from seeing Tinubu. I think he felt threatened, you know, because see, the only way for Biafra is for us all to unite, and because that's what Biafra represents. That's what the meaning of Biafra is all about. The meaning of Biafra is BI means two. BI. Fra means togetherness. I don't want to tell you the origin of that, you know, maybe or subsequently. So when you talk about Biafra, it means united identities of all ethnic nationalities. That's the interpretation of Biafra. So Biafra is not an Igbo man thing.
So is it safe to say Bayelsa, Port Harcourt, Delta, Calabar, Akwa Ibom?
What was their names? We have I just said these are the gang up. These are the things we are seeing. You know, when you talk about the Yoruba and the Northerners, you know, conspiracy against the Biafra, the Igbos, you know, to weaken their ingenuity. You understand? To weaken their resolve, to weaken their identity, to weaken their collective strength. That was why they brought all this Bayelsa, this and that, this and that, this and that. The geopolitical zone. Where is it done in anywhere in the world? There's nothing like that anywhere in the world. What was those territories called ab initio? Even Benin, Edo State. What was Benin, Edo State called ab initio? Who was the brain behind the Benin empires at that time? So it's becoming very clear now to them, whether those who are going to oppose it or not. The fact is that the reality can never be fake. That is the truth. So if somebody like Asari Dokubo is saying that the Kalabari people and they say go inside those villages, what names do they bear? You see traces of Igbo names there. You see traces, landmarks of Igbo presence anywhere. It's just like when the Oni of Ife recently came and told the whole world that it was Igbo that discovered Ife. You know how the Yoruba elites, even some of their professors, reacted to that. They wanted to make sure that in fact the man is being dethroned from mentioning that Ife belongs to Igbos, that Igbos found Ife. No, that's what I'm telling you now. You know, because when you go to the innermost of the inner, you will discover certain things they don't want to reveal to people. It's still there. If you still go to Benin today, you go to the palace today, you still discover mysterious things, you know, that has been covered over the years, that they don't want people to have access to history information. So we know that Benin is a tribe in Igodomigodo. That is the truth. And even the first time they are talking about Delta, what is the meaning of Delta? Delta means forest. That's the meaning of Delta. And that is why everywhere you see Igbo man, the Igbo man want to identify with his logo. And that is Isiago. That Isiago you are seeing, the Igbo, the ancient Igbos, Eri himself, you know, was closer. These are the things he observed on daily basis. And that is why if you go to any palace, you cannot see Odomo skin there. You only see leopard skin, tiger. Abi, did I lie? You see different colors. You cannot see lion skin there. What does that tell you? Even I remember Mobutu Sese Seko then, you know, he always wear the tiger skin. You know, what does that tell you? It tells you about the culture and tradition of that enclave, of that clan. So whether Asari Dokubo has repented or not, that is not our business. But the reality is that he has discovered, and he will continue to uncover, you know, that truly he is an unhappy man. His father is Diabali. What is the meaning of Diabali? He said Diabali in the Ijaw language. That is why the King Achebe said they have put knife in the things that hold us together, and you know things begin to fall apart. You know, when you look at that word, things fall apart. You know, the symbol, the culture, the tradition, the burden of Okonkwo in that book symbolizes Biafra. People will not be looking at it that way. If you read this fall apart very well, you discover that everything that had to do with Biafra was built into that culture of Okonkwo. And who destroyed Okonkwo? The infiltration of the missionaries, you know, is what broke that strength of the biggest, the largest, the strongest black tribe in Africa. There's no two ways about it.
You are saying that the West, they are the actual enemies of Biafra.
I don't know what you mean by the West. Currently now, a lot of people there were deceived. You know, we know that dying minutes towards the end of the war, America joined Nigeria. That's the truth, you know. And away from that, you know, how many countries supported Biafra at that time? You know, you can look at it very well that most of those countries we are not as militarily powerful, so to say. But what it means that the whole world fought a tribe for 4 years, and inside that war they were not able to defeat Biafrans until the ceasefire came. Nobody defeated Biafra. What they had was
the hunger, the starvation.
Yes, that's what the consequences of defending your identity, and that is why you are called Biafra today. Kudos to over 4 million people who died to protect, to give us that identity. That's what we are talking about today. And nobody, I repeat, nobody, no generation that will come will still remember that they are not just Nigerians, they are Biafrans. And that is where we need to understand it. And that is where everybody within that geographical location must understand that it is not a matter of being Igbo, it's a matter of being Biafran.
Okay, thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you.